another thing about the program is the naturalized players, which Ange is already approved by the Congress. Is Ange the only one being processed right now, or are there other players being applied for naturalization?
Well, I think first of all, you have to say that every single player right now who has a Philippine passport is eligible to be the one naturalized player, and that's quite a significant sized pool. It includes Jordan Clarkson, it includes Stanley Pringle, it includes Mo Tautua, on and on, right? So all of those come in alongside Ange as possibilities given whatever set of circumstances exist. And we have to look at those circumstances as we move forward. There's also been a lot of talk about, wanting to have a pool of naturalized players that are there specifically for Gilas. Somebody like an Ange or somebody like Justin Brownlee, and Chris McCullough's name has been mentioned liberally. And I think there is paperwork in for Justin Brownlee. I don't know what the status of that is. But yes, we would like ultimately to have a pool of players that I used the term earlier with Charles that, is more of a horses for courses, and that term means if it's a muddy racetrack, you want a horse who's better running in mud as opposed to a hard one. So yes, if we get an extended pool of naturalized players, whether that means the current group and they're given their availability, or more players coming in that we identify who want this and who Congress can see it's appropriate to allow them Filipino citizenship. If we can have a bigger pool of players, obviously that's good for the program. And we are working to identify guys that might apply to. But at the end of the day, our focus is on Ange and, getting him through the process and letting Congress and the politicians and obviously President Duterte see that these guys make a real contribution to Philippine society. And this is important to me, that we don't see these guys just as basketball players, that we see them as ambassadors of the country wearing a basketball uniform and moving within our community and other communities around the world as Filipinos. And I think that's very, very important. And, you have to remember that I went through that very same process in New Zealand. I was an American who was naturalized in New Zealand to become a New Zealand citizen. So I have some understanding of what it means from the other side to have the honor extended to you that a country wishes you to become a member of their citizenry. And it's a phenomenal honor. And so I understand what these players are contemplating and ultimately accepting. And it is a big responsibility and a big honor.
Wow, that's a great perspective, actually, Coach Tab. I'm sure you guys are doing a good job with Ange also, raising him to be a fine man there, and at Ateneo too.
Warning on Coach Paulo Layud for delaying the game. Technical foul on Coach Anton Altamirano for resentment to a call. Coach Charles Chu out of the playing court. Coaches Unfiltered. No refs, no techs.